What's going on, boys? This is Mr.C Racing here. We're gonna jump right into it today. This is a LMP1 prototype racing series around Lime Rock, and this is gonna be a story of how I am a complete noob. Example number 1, going right off the track. Example number 2, off the track again. And number 3. Just a wheel this time, but still pretty damn bad. Example number 4. And we'll get right back into turn 1. Classic Forza turn 1. Able to collect a lot of positions there. I started towards the end of the field and able to get myself up into 8th place. Had a pretty big swerve there. Kind of, imagine I scared the crap out of the guy behind me. And then that BMW sliding wide, and the Porsche there doing another lawn mowing outside of that corner. And all in all, coming across the start-finish line, we're going to be in 5th place. So that's pretty good. I think we're up about 12 positions from where we started. And we have 2 Lamborghinis committing crimes against each other. Jeez. Come on, boys. Got ahead of one of them. One ended up in front of me in this Porsche. But being in 4th place on lap 2 is not that bad. We are going for a what I thought would be an alternative strategy to this race. I anticipated this being a good strategy for this race. However, I made a series of mistakes. The main one being that I couldn't keep my car on the road around T1, as the Porsche here is finding out that it is very easy to take yourself wide. And the other issue that I had was that if you look at my fuel, it only says 14, now 13 laps. That's a big mistake. I should have really looked at that before starting this race. The hard tires could take me probably to lap 19, 20. And then they start dying of death. So I should have at least put like 20 laps into this car, or sorry, 20 laps of fuel into this car. Another Porsche going wide there, with the Lamborghini cutting under me in the braking zone. I imagine the Lamborghini's on a different tire strategy than I am. I think the most popular one for this race is the mediums. Just doing 3 medium stints. It's, yeah, definitely a more popular strategy. It seemed to work pretty well for these guys, especially RP Avenger up in 1st place. At the end of this race, I mean, I think he's a whole lap ahead of us. So he definitely had something right going. All right, coming in, Lamborghini almost lost it. He was pretty close to that outside there. Once again, it is really easy to drive off the road here at Lime Rock. This would not be the most realistic track to have LMP1 cars on. These cars are obviously very downforce heavy with huge amounts of torque. Yeah, they're made for long, sweeping, high-speed corners. Think of, obviously, Le Mans, because that's what LMP1 stands for, is Le Mans Prototype 1. Alright, Mr. Lamborghini couldn't hold it together, taking himself off. Thank you, sir. Now, here we are in 2nd place. Probably the best place that I've ever seen in my whole life of playing Forza. And this will be us trying to chase down. Let's see if we can whittle down any time to RP Avenger. So he's 4 seconds ahead of us here. Let's see how we do throughout this lap. Actually, I think I'm skipping this lap. Yeah, sorry. Whoops. Well, turns out I didn't catch any time. And here we are, running off the track. As you do. This is my first offense. Gosh, so I'm such a noob. So we let Speedy Prodigy back in front of us. RP Avenger is now 11 seconds ahead of us. He was obviously very consistent and definitely had this car and track figured out. Really dialed down, very dialed. Sorry, dialed it in. Silent fuse touching us down behind us. He does have it. Here we are, taking another voyage. Another voyage of the Acura into the grass and back onto the pavement. That is close. For all you guys watching this, let me know in the comments. Did you guys play in this proto series? And if you did, like, if you played Lime Rock, were you guys also taking yourself off track, or is this just a me issue? I mean, clearly I know it's not because we've seen so many other people do it during this race, but they're pretty hard to control. I was playing the series on Maple Valley. These cars feel incredible around Maple Valley. You can really put down some incredible times, and they just glide through the corners. It feels good. I had a lot of fun. I don't think I didn't record videos, but footage for that. That was definitely favorite. So you can see Silent Fuse up there making a couple mistakes. Able to bring him in a little bit, and some guy jumping in the pits. It looks like a couple more people in the pits. A total of 3 people in the pits. So now it's me in second place again. There we go. Nice. And Silent Fuse, and then I bin it. Left rear hits the grass and unsettles the whole car. And now I have another Porsche ahead of me. I believe this guy was just in the pits. I believe he was just in the pits, so he does have fresher rubber than me. But we're able to get by, which is fine with me. And Silent Fuse is really running away with it. I'm gonna skip this lap, and we're gonna end up going into the pits. I had literally just noticed right when it told me that I had to go into the pit lane. That was the first time I noticed that my fuel strategy was totally wrong. And then here I am fumbling, trying to figure out how much fuel I need to get to the end of the race. Let that be a lesson for you guys watching this. You should definitely look at how many laps are left in the race before you go into the pits, and know how much fuel you'll need to get to the end. Because the more time that you spend selecting those things, you do waste time in the pit. So that wasn't great. Like, all in all, maybe a second. And let's be honest, this is Forza. The difference between me and the other places around us towards the end of this race is definitely a lot more than a couple seconds. So it doesn't really affect it all that much. But definitely feels a little silly when you're sitting there in the pit and you're like, oh god, how many laps do I have? Oh god. Alright, coming in, and going off. I'm such a noob. I hope you guys appreciate me showing you content with me being a terrible driver. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to publish this video or not, but yeah, I figured you guys would like to know that I do make mistakes a lot. Sometimes a little too much for my liking. And here we go. Another one. God. Luckily, there was the guy behind me wasn't close enough to capitalize on that mistake. That's always the hardest part about making those mistakes, is that whenever you do them and there's a guy within like a second behind you, they just pull up right on your bumper. And you're like, oh god, not only did I just make a mistake, now I have this guy sitting on my bumper. Just, really gets you going. Puts you under a lot of pressure. So from here, we're going to skip to the final lap of the race. I ended up putting a lot of distance between me and the guy behind me, and then sticking it out in fourth place. And also, I guess, collecting the penalties. Once your tires start to go in these cars, they love to oversteer. And especially on this track where a majority of your corners are right-handers, your left front tire is melting compared to the rest. You see, I'm a whole color difference. I'm a whole red color ahead on the front left than I am with my other tires. A little diagram on the right. So yeah, this is a hard race to put together. But alrighty, guys. Thank you for watching. I always appreciate it. I ended up getting, I think it's 13 positions. I thought that's not that bad. I really should have done better, but that's okay. You can call me a big noob. Thank you, guys.